we just had sex one time and I ended up pregnant, right? Because we all have our own opinions and morals and values and whatever else. I did a video where I like explained everything, but it was done vlog style and we were eating and I just felt like I could do better. So we're gonna do it while I install my wig at 1 o'clock in the morning. So the only reason why I took a pregnancy test was because my brother texted me January 15th, 2022 at like 6 o'clock in the morning. It was when he was going to school, and I woke up at like 8 or 9 the next day and I seen the message and he was like, I just had a dream that you had twin girls. And I was like, I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, yeah, you had twin girls and like you came back home. It was wild. So the only reason I took a test was because back in 2019 I had a dream that somebody was pregnant, and well, no, in my dream I was in a hospital in the living room and it was a baby boy that was born. So I was like, I had a dream, and I was a freshman at the time and I was freaking out. So my friend, old friend, we're not friends anymore, and I was like, was pregnant. She found out she was pregnant on Christmas with the baby, and she ended up having the baby boy. So I was like, wow, like my dreams are like, you know, there. And I also had whatever. So I text my at the time friend, and I'm like, hey, this is my brother texting me, let's just go get a test to see. We go to Kroger, I buy the clear blue test. I still have them actually. And I take them, and then in my pregnant at 20 video you see the real raw reaction to me finding out that I was pregnant at 20. So boom, there's that. That's why I took a test, how I found out I was pregnant. Whatever. I was pregnant at 20, this spring semester, my junior year in college. I was like, what am I about to do? Like, you know, I feel like anyone not anyone would have those thoughts, but being young, that was mine. What am I about to do with my life? I was speaking with Khalid's father, and we weren't sure what we were gonna do yet. There's a little bit of back and forth between, you know, what we wanted to do, where we were in life, this and the third. So I decided that I was gonna keep my news to myself. Well, no, the day that I found out, I think I called my mom and I pretended like my friend was pregnant, and just to see like how she would react, whatever. She gave her little reaction, it was cool or whatever. And then I called just like the people closest to me. I think I showed it in the video. Yeah, so that was that. And then yeah, we decided that we were gonna keep the baby, but being in college, I don't want to tell anyone because I felt like it was a lot, and I wanted to be able to enjoy it and control it on my own without everyone else's thoughts and opinions. So I didn't tell anybody. Well, not family wise. I told, like I said, like close friends. And then if we worked together, of course you would know because I had a belly. And I was also very snappy in the beginning of pregnancy. Like, you know, you say one thing that I don't like and I was cussing you out. And yeah. So family, none of my family knew up until I gave birth. And that was just because I was trying to protect my peace. yeah, no one knew. And I'm glad that I did what I did to a certain extent. Like, me keeping it private was definitely the best thing for me to do, because my pregnancy was kind of peaceful, you know, not hearing everyone's opinions and, oh, well, you shouldn't really be doing this because you're young. And I was already getting those, you know, things from one person, and I was just like, okay, cool, like, it's not your life to live, this is my decision. And I would just like to say, I feel like if you have a friend with someone and they do something that you don't necessarily agree with, that's fine, right? Because we all have our own opinions and morals and values and whatever else. So, you know, we're all going to have our own opinions about what we're doing, and that's fine. However, I feel like once your friend or someone like decides on something, you shouldn't keep bringing it up. So for instance, this person that, I'm not even gonna call her a friend because she wasn't a friend, but she didn't think that I should keep my kid, but I had decided that I was gonna keep my kid. So every time we were around each other or something, she would pretend like she cared for me, you know, but somehow an abortion would be, what is she messing with? Be brought up, and I just feel like, you know, after it's my decision, okay? And then even at like 6 months pregnant, 9 months pregnant, I'm still hearing up an abortion. Give it up. Like, give it up. So I just feel like you may not agree with what your friends or family or whoever is doing, but if you want to be part of their life, you need to respect their decision. Don't question their decision. Don't question. What I've learned from pregnancy is don't question or commentate on anybody's life, and don't be a that could never be me person, because whoever you believe in will show you real quickly how that can be used. So the whole, like, I know, like, the baby mama's thing is trending on all social medias, as it always is, and oh, well, you know, you should have picked a better person to have a baby with, and you should have did this, and you should have done that before you had a baby, and oh, well, as soon as he showed me one thing, I would have been on my way to the clinic. And that is fine, but not everybody is like that. Not everyone. So having an abortion isn't something that is just easy to do. You know, you're going through the process, and it's real rough. So I just feel like don't commentate on anything unless you have experience with it. And even when you have that experience, commentate, but not too much, babe. Not too fucking much. Because just like I said, that may have been what was best for you, but what's best for you may not be what's best for me. And that's just how I feel about it. If you don't like it, oh well. So I didn't tell, first of all, I'm not too close with my family. Like, yeah, we're close with my brother, and every time I was gonna tell him, I was just like, no. I didn't tell my dad because being pregnant in college, with the African parent, no. And like I said in the beginning, it was a lot of back and forth. What are we doing? Are we keeping it or not? So I already knew that it was going to be a lot of opinions, like I said, and oh, well, you need to get this, that, and the third, and this is what you need to do, and da 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 da. And I may sound like a, I don't even know the word, my dad, and then you're probably like, okay, well, that's kind of understandable. Why to your mom? My mom has a big mouth. That was also another reason I wanted to determine things on my own, and I knew that wouldn't happen with them. Like, you tell one person and the whole world is gonna know that you're pregnant and whatever. I didn't want that. I wanted to be able to announce things on my own. So yeah. Damn it, my hair. So that was to my mom because she was gonna tell my sister. Me and my sister weren't close. We're still not close. But I don't want my sister to come back and tell my dad. And then it'd be a whole big, anybody? I didn't want anyone to, you know. So we got to inviting to anybody, and you're probably asking, okay, well, that was the beginning of your pregnancy. You have to tell them some point along your journey. Let me blow that drink. Let me blow the blood. I didn't tell. So I was like 6.5 months pregnant when I told my mom that I was pregnant, and I instantly regretted it because I called her there, don't tell anybody. And I have siblings on my mom's side, siblings on my dad's side. So she's like, oh, well, when are you gonna tell your brother and sister? And I said, I will tell them by myself. Do not tell them. And you know what this woman goes to do? Literally the next day, I get a text from my sister saying, hey, are you pregnant? Excuse me? And I had told my aunt when I found out that I was pregnant because I wanted someone to tell me what I was supposed to do. I was lost, I was confused. Like I said, we didn't know what we wanted to do at the time. And there's a lot of back and forth. Oh, well, this might be better, this might be better. Blah, 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 blah. And yeah, so I told my aunt, and I was like, don't tell anybody because I don't know what I'm doing. And when I am ready to decide and let everyone know, I will let everyone know. That. Right? And my aunt respected my wishes. And that's why I used to go to her for everything. We were super close to my aunt growing up. That's what I told her. But yeah, so the next day I get the text from my sister saying, is it true you're pregnant? And I was annoyed instantly because I literally just told you don't tell anyone. But more specifically, I said do not tell my older sister. So some time goes by, my mom has asked some questions about my relationship status with Kalea's father. You know, are you guys together? What is he doing? Is he in school? Blah, 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 blah. I literally told her he's from Atlanta and he wants to move back there. And my mom was like, yeah, I think you should. It might be fun. You know, there's really nothing here in Indiana. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, we'll see, whatever. Because the plan was never to move to Atlanta, like, then and there, like, prior to having the baby. So it was just like, yeah, this is what we're talking about. This is what's going on. Mind you, I'm 6.5 months pregnant at this point. So there's the mom. And then I got even more annoyed because I got a message. No, my cousin calls me randomly and I haven't spoke to him since like April, and it's August at this point. It's about to be the beginning of the semester. I'm very fucking pregnant. I just had COVID. I'm recovering. I was annoyed. He called me and he's like, so I heard that you're pregnant. And I'm like, no comment, but who did you hear that from? Your older sister. And I'm like, interesting. Who could have told her that Nicole is having a baby? What ended up happening was my friend told my sister that I was pregnant. My sister tried to tell my mom, but my mom didn't believe it. And then when I confirmed the pregnancy, she went and told my sister, like, yeah, Nicole's pregnant. Annoying, because I just told you, don't tell no one, specifically not her. So why would you go and tell the one person that I told you not to tell? Like, why would you do that? Where's her brains? And yeah. So then, that was fine. Then like a week or so later, he calls me again and he's like, you're about to move to Atlanta with someone you don't even know. How long have you known the guy that you're pregnant by? Blah, 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 blah. Like, he was like, you just met him. You had sex with him one time, you got pregnant, and you're about to keep a baby and you're about to move. What if he kills you? And I love that he cares, because that's a caring family member. But that's not, we had known each other for 9 months. Sounds crazy. Yeah, it was not someone that I just met. Like, I know him. And then I was like, I'm not even moving to Atlanta. We spoke about it, but we haven't decided on what we were going to do. It was a lot of back and forth. Like, you want to move down to Georgia? Do you want to do this? Do that? So yeah, we didn't make any like big decisions. We still haven't. We're looking for houses, actually. If you see my recent video, which this one, how am I gonna do it? I just posted a vlog, an hour-long vlog. So maybe I'm gonna do a content video posted on Sunday, and then my Mother's Day vlog, whatever. We're looking for houses. We're about to move in together. So yeah. It was just annoying. Like, why are you running around spreading business that's not even true? So I called my mom and I said, hey, why is she spreading this information? She should be worrying about herself and not me. She has her own problems going on, and I don't feel like my life is, any of her business. What I'm doing with my life is none of her concern. And she was like, your friend is the one who told her that you were pregnant. So if you're getting mad at anyone, it needs to be your friend. And I was like, it's past finding out that I'm pregnant. It's the fact that you're going around town telling everyone that I'm pregnant, and you guys are coming up with different fucking stories, because nobody knows nothing. Like, my mom only knew, like I said, I was just like, oh yeah, we're speaking about going down south. That was it. Like, you don't know how long I've known him. You didn't ask me how long I've known him for. And just because I didn't tell you that I was in a relationship, or that, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just because I didn't tell you that doesn't mean that that's not what was going on. Or that, we just had sex one time and I ended up pregnant. And then it was, oh, well, are you going to finish school? What are you doing with school? and this, that, and the third. And to be quite frankly, I was just annoyed. So I started to limit what I was telling my mom because I knew that she was just gonna go back and tell my sister, and I didn't want that. I don't want you telling her, because now you guys are creating stories and you got people calling my phone who I didn't even announce my pregnancy to. So, you know, don't do that with me. Not me, baby. I was annoyed, as anyone would be, I feel. These scissors are so trash when it comes to like cutting, but they're supposed to be for hair, so I don't really understand. Like, how are you made for hair, but you're so trash at cutting? I don't remember how much I paid, but I really want to send it back. Yeah. So I stopped talking to my mom because she kept telling my sister my business. We had gotten into an argument, and I just said like, hey, stop telling her this, that, and the third. And then it was always, well, your friend's the one who told Ashley you were pregnant, so if you're mad at anybody, you need to be mad at your friend, blah 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 blah. And I was like, that's not what I'm talking about. Like, you're not even listening to me, and I'm not doing this with you. So then I think she thought that we were going to argue or something, and I was like, yeah, no, wrong kid. So yeah, I stopped talking to her. I actually blocked her for a period of time. And everyone was like, oh my god, Nicole, that's your mom. And yes, she is my mother, but I feel like when it comes to my child, I'm not here to play. Like, I'm not gonna tell you that these are my rules when it comes to her, and this is what we do and this is what we don't do, and then you think that you can create your own rules and whatever else. No, you can't. I'm not tolerating it. Don't play with me, because you will be blocked, and I don't care who you are. So then, here's the way that we're installing. I installed it, I think I recorded some of it in my weekly vlog that we cut. Well, no, I don't know if I did before this one. But yeah, it's synthetic. I think I'm either gonna buy a human hair one or but yeah, so I blocked her for a period of time, and then boom, I am in labor. I have the baby. The next day, my stepmom calls me, and we hadn't spoken since like November, but she texted me on Christmas. Yeah, she texted me on Christmas and whatever. So I was like, this is interesting. She called me, but I didn't answer because they were doing the like newborn screening, I believe is what it's called on Kalia. So it was a lot going on, and like I said, I'm in a hospital. What are you calling me for? So she texted me and she says, if you can't talk, please text me. And then she said, how are you doing? And I'm like, I'm good. How are you? And she's like, I'm good. Then she called me my middle name, and she was like, what's going on? Are you okay? Tell me what's going on. And I was like, I'm fine. Like, there's nothing to talk about. Like, I'm cool. She stopped texting me. And then the next day, she texted me. And at this point, the second day in the hospital, I texted my brother a picture of Palea. And he responded with, whose baby is that? And I was like, mine. My sister was also pregnant at the same time as me, but she had her baby New Year's Eve. So, he was like, is that Ash baby? And I was like, no, like, this is mine. And he was like, Nicole, stop playing with me. And then I sent him like a full picture, because the first time I only sent a picture of her face. So then I sent the full picture, and he was like, oh my goodness, why did you tell me? Can I call you when I get out of school? Blah, 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 blah. And then he was like, why didn't you tell me? And I was just like, nah, you know, it was never really the right time, I guess. I gotta cut this a little bit more. Yeah, I was like, it was never the time. I don't know, there's no excuse or anything. Like, I didn't want to, I guess. See, on my dad's side, till I had a baby. And then I was like, did they tell? And he was like, no, like, we haven't seen them. Blah, 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 blah. And then, yeah, my sibling was like, congratulations, how's the baby? Blah, 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 blah. Text your dad. He's not a bad person. And then my dad ended up texting me, congratulations on the baby. And yeah, that's how my family found out that I had a baby. If I get pregnant again, or yeah, if I get pregnant again, I think I would do the same thing. Well, I don't know, because being pregnant, it was hard to do anything, and with me trying to post more on social media, it would be kind of hard to like hide it, especially because I do like daily vlogs and then clothing hauls and stuff. And also, I want to enjoy my pregnancy and go out and, you know, have a good life. So I don't know that I would be able to hide it, if I'm being honest. His family had known that I was pregnant since like the beginning. Yeah.
Angel face, devil heart, so unpredictable. Murder